Hello, this is Andy Tully, Range of Motion Physical Therapy, and today I'm going to do a 30-minute or so intermediate level Pilates session. If you attend my classes during the week, you can use this video to maybe do one or two sessions at home on your own. As I said, it is an intermediate level. Some of the exercises are a little bit difficult. Like I would say in most of my classes, give it a go. If you find it too hard, just stay within your rep range. And yeah, let's give it a go. So let's start off getting into our resting position. So for the resting position, we've got our feet hip distance apart, knees are hip distance apart. We get our neutral pelvis, so we should have that space underneath the small of our back, and engaging our pelvic floor by 30%. Shoulder blades should be tucked back in underneath us, chin tucked in, hands by our sides, and just really lightly bracing our abdominal muscles. So we're just going to start off with a little bit of a warm-up hundreds, okay? So we're just going to tap our hands like as if we're tapping our fingers into puddles of water. So we're going to do this for a few minutes. So again, when we're doing this exercise, it's important to keep everything engaged. So now we're going to take our head and shoulders up off the floor. So as we're in this position, we also want to make sure that we're not straining our necks and that we're still maintaining the neutral pelvis underneath the small of our back. Okay, so let's just keep this up for about 20 seconds. Very good. So you can lower your head back down, keep the hands moving, and let's take our left leg up into tabletop, hold that there, and take our right leg up into tabletop and hold that there. So again, when we're in tabletop position, we should still have the space underneath the small of our back. Okay, so another 10 seconds. Okay, and relax down with your left leg and relax down with your right leg. Lovely. So now we're just going to do a little bit more work on the legs, okay? So we're just going to take our legs up into tabletop and extend out to the angle there. So our legs are both in line with each other. Back down, top leg up, and extend out also. So we're just going to do this a few times. 8 per leg, okay? So you're aiming for the space between the joint between the ceiling and the wall. Just alternating the legs each time. And again, maintaining that neutral pelvis and pelvic floor engagement. Okay, lovely. Great, so now we're going to bring in the hands when we do that exercise. So we're going to take our 2 legs up into tabletop. We're going to extend up our arms, so our hands are floating up towards the ceiling, palms facing each other, shoulder blades tucked in underneath us. And what we're going to do here is we're going to extend our arms out over our heads as we extend out our leg. And bring it back in, and go again, and again bring it back in. So we'll do 5 of these. It's all kind of just getting us a little bit warmed up. Good, sorry, but don't let the rib cage flare. So as the arms are going over the head, you need to be able to control your rib cage by engaging your abdominal muscles a little bit more. You can't control that rib cage flare, your hands are going too far back over your head. Okay, lovely. And back down, rest the arms down, left leg down, right leg down. Okay, so we'll just try some simple sit-ups. So what we're going to do here is we're going to have our hands behind our head. Again, get our neutral pelvis, pelvic floor engaged. And all we're going to do is we're going to just bring our head and shoulders up towards the ceiling, okay? And as we do this, we still want to maintain that neutral pelvis and that space underneath the small of our back. Most of us, when we do a sit-up, we flatten the small of our back into the floor. I want you to try and not do that. And don't strain your neck, your elbows stay wide, and you're not pulling your head up. You're actually lifting with the abdominals at the front of the body. So give me 10 of these. 4, 3, 2, and 1. Excellent. And rest back down below. Lovely. So now we're going to come up and do a little bit of an abdominal crunch, okay? So we're going to come up and twist and reach and back down, okay? Come up and twist and reach. So 5 sets of 2 or 10 if you like. That's 3, 4, and again, as much as possible, trying to maintain that space underneath the pelvis, neutral pelvis. 2 separate movements, bring it up and cross it over and back, up and cross it over and back, and 2 more, and 1 more. Lovely, great. So let's finally kill our abdominal muscles. Let's take our legs up into tabletop, hands behind our heads, and what we're going to do here is we're going to come up and reach and extend the right leg out as you bring your right shoulder to our left knee. Okay, so let's do 10 of these. Exhaling on the hard part. 9 and 10, and relax down a little bit. If you need to, take your knees into your chest, stretch out your lower back. Okay, good. So let's take our top leg, left leg up into tabletop, left leg up into tabletop. Have our legs together, and all we're going to do here is just slowly lower our legs down and back up again. So as the toes touch the floor. If you can't get all the way to the floor, that's fine, but again, we're really focusing on here, keeping a neutral pelvis. So let's try 10 of them. This is number 5. 4, 3, 2, and 1. Lovely. It's a great exercise. Pull the knees in to just loosen out that lower back. So let's just do a little bit of a hip twist. Give our back another little bit of a releasing. So we're just going to let the legs fall out to the right as we look to the left. Again, with this exercise, we want to make sure the opposite shoulder stays glued to the floor to the side that the legs are falling out. Keep your feet stacked on top of each other. If you can't keep that shoulder blade down and it wants to rise up a bit, then your legs are going too far, so you need to bring your knees back to the point where you can control it all. Again, exhaling on the hard part. Exhale, pause, breathe in. Exhale, back up. Breathe in. And exhale as you lower them down in a controlled fashion. Pause, breathe in, and exhale back up. Right, so 2 more to each side. Excellent. Okay, let's take that up a notch. 2 legs up into tabletop. We're going to do the same movement. You can have your hands out a little bit wider if you wish. We're going to go down to the right as we look to the left. So again, keeping that left shoulder blade intact, touch to the floor, and then the opposite shoulder when the legs go to the opposite side. So again, it's a little bit harder to do, so you may need a little bit more strength through your abdominals. Also going to work your obliques. Exhale on the hard part. Try and maintain that neutral pelvis throughout all of this. You should still have that space underneath the small of your back. Okay, so 10 reps. 2 more. To each side. And back to the center. Grab in that chest, loosen it out. Or grab your knees into your chest, loosen them out. And let your left leg down, right leg down. Okay, so let's try some shoulder bridges. So with this, we're going to place the pillow between our knees. And for our shoulder bridge, we're just going to warm up with just some simple little hip rotations. So just allowing the small of the back press into the floor and then arching the lower back. So with the shoulder bridge, we're just going to push the lower back into the floor and drive up through our heels, getting our bum up nice and high, so as we look at our body, it's like a straight plank. And let's lower ourselves back down. And as we lower ourselves back down, we should be letting each vertebrae go down one segment at a time. Tilt the pelvis towards us as the last second, and then the lower back hits the floor, and then we go into neutral pelvis. Let's try that again. Flatten the back into the small, flatten the small back into the floor. Peel the back up off the floor. Getting up nice and high. Pause, breathe in, and then let's slowly lower it down. Again, tilting the pelvis towards us. Small the back hits the floor, then our bum hits the floor. So let's go up and stay up this time. Up we go, peeling ourselves up like a wave. Pause it here. Extend out our left leg. Take it back in and extend out our right leg. So let's do 10 of them. So again, as we're doing these leg changes, your pelvis should stay nice and steady. So we're not having any dropping down from side to side, or body weight shifting. Okay, so it should be nice and solid. Bum stays up at the same height all the time, doesn't start to sag down as the legs are changing. So you really need to fire up your hamstrings, your glutes and your lower back. Make sure those three muscles are all working together. Keeping the pelvic floor muscles engaged. 2 more. Excellent. And lower yourselves back down. Take a wee break, stretch out that lower back, and we're going to go back up again for another set. This time, what we're going to do is we're going to come up, we're going to stay up, extend out our left leg, and we're going to lower our bum down to the floor through our right hip, let our bum touch the floor, and drive back up through that right leg. So you can work between 5 to 10 reps of this. 3. Try and get that bum right back up again. 4 and 5. Change legs, no rest. Extend out the right leg and lower the hip down. Touch the floor. 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5. Excellent. Back up, bring in your right leg, lower your bum back down to the floor, take your knees in and stretch. Okay, great. And final bridge exercise. Taking ourselves back up into shoulder bridge position. You're going to extend out your left leg and keeping everything solid except this left leg. We're going to bring our toe up to the ceiling, heel down to the floor. Toe up, heel down. 10 of those. Trying to maintain that nice strong pelvis. Want to make the exercise a little bit harder. Hands up in the air. So all we're doing is balancing on our shoulders. Toe up, heel down. Change legs, no break. Extend out the right leg. Toe up, heel down. Toe up, heel down. Toe up, heel down. Toe up, heel down. Again, we're going for 10 reps. 7, 8, 9, and 10. And take that leg back in, and let's lower ourselves back down. Stretch it out again if you need to. Brilliant. Okay, so let's go into our sides. Do some side work. Pillow out, arm extended out. We're going to do some clams. So with our clams, we want to have our hips pushed away, pelvis stacked on top, feet in line with bum, hand on our hips, and we're just going to do 10 clams. Just slowly bringing the knee up and down. As we do this exercise, we don't want the pelvis rolling back. The hips should be solid. You can use this hand to guide it and feel for the movement, and just working that knee up and down. Okay, so 10 of them. Then we're going to take it to the next level. Feet slightly off the floor and climb for 10 again.
that top knee is wobbly a bit, it just is indicating that that glute muscle in the right hip isn't activating or engaging enough when you need it to. 4. So again, let's go for 10 or so. Again, stay within your pain range or what you feel you can comfortably handle. If you want to push it on, push it on. 9 and 10. Lovely, lower that down, stretch it out if you need to. Excellent. So this time what we're going to do is we're going to have one leg crossed over, other leg out straight, and here we're going to just lift up that lower leg, up and down. Keep the toe pointing towards you. So we're getting a bit of adductor work. And again we go for 10 on that, hand on your hip, keeping engaged through the pelvic floor. And just trying to get the leg up as comfortably as high as you can. 8, 9 and 10. Lovely. And back down again. So now we're just going to do a few lift and lowers. So with that we want our 2 legs dead straight so we can see our toes. Hands down if you need to, if you can't do these without them. And all you want to do is basically take your top leg up to in line with your hip, bottom leg up to join it, and slowly lower the 2 of them down. And let's do 10 of them. Top leg up, bottom leg up, and slowly lower. Top leg up, bottom leg up, and slowly lower. Top leg up, bottom leg up, and slowly lower. That's 5. So don't raise the top leg up too high because you won't get the bottom leg up to join it. Really only has to be in line with your hip. 2 more. And 1 more. Excellent, great. So now what we're going to do is just a few little circles, okay? So we're just going to let that top leg come up. Again, hip height, imagine you got a pencil coming out the end of your foot. And you're just going to draw a little circle on the wall. You're going to do 5 in one direction. And again, it's important to keep that pelvis stable. So all that's moving is the leg and the hip socket. And so 5 in one direction. Pause. And let's take it back for 5 in another direction. Four and 5 and relax down. Great. Okay, so let's just pop up onto our sides and do some nice little side bends. Okay, so if you need to double over your mat just to protect your elbow. What we're going to do here is have our feet dead straight so we can see our toes again. We're going to hook our knees in behind us, hands on our hips, and what we're going to do is we're going to come up and over and do a side bend. So you're going to lift up through your pelvis and really reach over. So that's 1. And exhale as you go, trying to get a good stretch and good arch. 2, 3, 4, and 5. Okay. Also while we're here, we might try a little harder one, okay? So get the blood pumping really good on this one. So here, we want to have our right foot in front of our left leg bent at 90 degrees, up nice and tall, hands on our arm on our knee, and you want to have about a 45-degree angle here. And what we're going to do is we're going to push up through this leg and bend over again. So if you're ready, up we go, we're going to do 5. So up and over and reach, and back down. Up and over and reach, and back down. Up and over and reach, and back down. You want to try and keep the body nice and straight. If this hand angle isn't good enough, too short, you're not going to be able to really get that length through, keeping the body nice and straight. And 1 more. Great. So if you're able to do that, let's take it up a notch one more time. We're going to get up and stay up and put a rotational twist through it, okay? So we're going to come up and stay up, look at our hand, bring this hand down, sweep in under, and follow it back up again. And we do that again. Follow the hand down, rotate through, and back up again. Lovely. So if you found that okay, you can do another rep. We'll move on. So we're just going to change sides. And we go down into our clams again. Arm extended out, head on our pillow. Hips pushed away, 45-degree angle, 90-degree angle on the knees, feet in line with our bum. Hand down if you need to, and let's do 10. Nice again, slow, control. Clams. Making sure not to let that hip roll. Try and get to 10, go further if you like. It's not about quantity, it's about quality. 7. 8. A bit wobbly on my left leg actually. 9. And 10. Great. So let's take it to the next level. So feet are a couple of inches off the floor. Let's do another 10. You can rest that knee on the floor. So the only thing coming up are the feet. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. And great. And grab that in, stretch it out. You might start to feel a wee bit of a burn. Okay, so we're going to try level 3 climb on this side just to see if you're able for it. So what that involves is you're dead straight, so your arm is dead straight, you're coming right through. Only the side of your body is touching the floor. Top knee is going to be bent up so that knee and foot is behind your lower knee and the knee is in front of us. If you need to put your hand down to start you off, and we're just going to climb with the leg and everything dead straight, straight as a pencil. No bends allowed at the knee or the elbow, because they're cheats. So again, we're going to do 10 of them. If you're able to do this next time you're coming or doing a video, you can do it on both sides. So try and not have the body twisting, because that's just compensating for the core strength that you need to maintain this while we do it. And 2 more. Excellent, well done. So if you've managed that, you're doing great. Okay, so we're going to do a couple of lift and lowers again. So remember those guys, we're going to top leg up, bottom leg up, and lower down. Top leg up, bottom leg up, and lower. Top leg up, bottom leg up, and lower. So do 10 of them. Top leg up, bottom leg up, and lower. Top leg up, bottom leg up, and lower. So 3 more. Again, don't go too high. Okay, great. And then for this side, we're going to just get up and hold it for 10. So top leg up, bottom leg up, and let's hold it. 10, 9, 8, 7. Keep everything turned on. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and relax. Excellent, great work, great work. So, up onto our elbows on this side. Bending over the mat if you need to, just to protect that elbow. So when we're doing the elbow work and our planks and side planks, we need good strong shoulder. So that's a weak shoulder, that's a strong shoulder, okay? So keeping a nice good strong shoulder. Legs out straight, we're going to bend our knees, feet tucked in behind us. And again, we're just going to do a side bend, 5 side bends. So up and over and reach. That's 1, 2, 3, 4, getting too old for this, and 5. Lovely, brilliant. Okay, so let's try the full one. Okay, so again, 45-degree angle, get the hand away from you. It helps you get a straighter body. Left knee this time is in front, left foot, right knee is bent. Hands on our left knee. We're going to drive up through this left leg. So you're ready? Up we go, and reach over. And back down. So do 5 of them. Up and reach over. Body nice and straight and long. And reach over. And reach over. 1 more. And reach over. Excellent, lovely. So this time we're going to stay up and do a twist, 2 twists. So when you're ready, engage everything nice and strong. Up we go, Look at our hand, bringing our hand down in underneath, twist in, follow it through, look up, and again, down we go, reach in, and look up, and relax back down. So again, you can do more of them if you like. Brilliant. Okay, so let's just do some work on our front, but before we do that, we just loosen out our shoulders and our hips after that little bit of work. So all we're going to do is a little bit of a child pose, so sitting down on our hunkers, hands stretched out as far as we can, fingers pulling us towards the wall in front. A couple of nice deep breaths into our nose, into our belly. Helps relax us out. Lovely, great. And then some just thoracic spine mobility work. So what we're going to do is onto our hands and knees. What we're going to do is pass our right hand in underneath our left armpit. Follow it through, come back up, and follow that hand around. So 5 on each side. Great for any of you office workers stuck at your desks. Obviously we very rarely move our body in this pattern. So we move it or lose it. 3, 4, and 5. Let's change. Passing our left hand in underneath our right armpit. Three, 4, and 5. Great, excellent, well done. Okay, so let's try some simple plank work first. So what we're going to do is come down onto our hands and knees, elbows. Now if you want it, you're still only learning your planks, stay on your knees. If you're a bit more advanced, curl your toes in underneath. So if you're on your knees, it's going to look like that. You can clench your fists a little bit just for a bit of support, help strengthen your wrists. Shoulders should be tucked back and down, chin tucked in, we're going to be looking at the floor. If you're going on your toes, up like so. Okay? So pick your poison or your position, and we're going to go from here, okay? So when you're ready, we're going to hold it for a count. Up we go. So 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Stay up. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Stay up again. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And relax there. Excellent. So if you survived the full 30, you did very well. Okay. So now what we're going to do is bring a bit of movement into them. So we're just going to lift our left leg off the floor when we're in the plank position. So if you're on your knees, it's going to look like that. If you're on your toes, it's going to look like this. Okay, so we're just going to do 10 repetitions on this. So when you're ready, into your position, shoulders tucked back and down, tighten your glutes a wee bit, pop up onto your toes or knees, and let's go. Left leg, right leg, left leg, right leg, left leg, right leg, left leg, right leg, left leg, right leg. When you're doing this exercise, bum shouldn't be in the air, should be level, so you can control it. And down. Excellent, fantastic work. Take it back, sit back down, stretch out those shoulders. Great. So we take it down a notch for the old abdomen or shoulder work. Lying flat on the floor. Chin resting on the back of our hands, forward resting on the back of our hands. So to engage our pelvis in this our pelvic floor in this position, we're going to tilt our pelvis back towards, tucking our tailbone in, tightening our glutes a little bit, and drawing our belly button away from the floor. So all we're going to do here is just raise our chin and our chest bone away from the floor, all at one piece. So I don't want the head coming up. I want you looking straight down at the floor, so all the movement is happening through the chest bone and the head's coming with it. Chin is still tucked in. That's 3. We'll do 5 of these. Great, so that's 5. Arms out to the side. Elbow height. Elbows at shoulder height. And we're going to come up again. Again, keeping our belly button tucked in away from the floor. Tailbone tucked in underneath. Glutes will probably be tight a little bit. 2 more. And 1 more. Brilliant. So next exercise, we're going to have our hands down by our sides, hands facing in. You can rest the shoulders there for a moment. So what we're going to do is we're going to take our shoulders back up behind us, so we're pinching our shoulder blades, hands are going to come up as well. So we're reaching for the wall behind us, and we're going to take our head and shoulders up off the floor and back down. Keep the arms up off the floor, the head can go back and touch down. Again, trying to keep that tailbone tucked in and that belly button drawn away from the floor. So let's aim for 10 of these. Halfway there. 6. Keep the tailbone tucked in. 7. 8. 9. And last one, 10. Excellent. And relax down, brilliant. So here what we're going to do now is we're just going to do a few back extensions. Okay, so just hands out about in line with your forehead. And we're going to come up, again, drawing our belly buttons in. And take our head up as far as we can. And back there. Head up again. Tailbone tucked in. And back down. Head up, tailbone tucked back in. Get up as high as you can, so there's no pain. And back up again. And back down. And 1 more. Hold it there. And back down. Lovely. So let's just take ourselves up and stretch out our lower back after that. Two or 3 nice deep breaths into our nose and into our mouth. Into our nose and into our mouth. More into our nose, to our belly button, belly, and into our mouth. Great. So another little exercise on all fours. Hands in underneath us, knees in underneath us. We're going to do some swimming. So what this involves is just slowly gliding the left knee out off the floor and the right arm out off the floor. Pause at the top and bring your arm in and knee in, and then extend out again, left hand out, right leg out. So really this exercise is all about the transition as I'm changing from one side to the other. There's not a huge body weight shift from one side to the other. It's all nice and solid, slow and controlled. So when you're taking your hand and knee off the floor, imagine it's an airplane, just taking off. So you're gliding it off the floor as opposed to lifting it off the floor. It helps improve the stability of the exercise. Again, we're going to do 10 of these, 5 on each side. Back down. And again. And back down. So we're going to add a slightly different move to this, whereby we're going to take the opposite arm and opposite leg out. But then we're going to bring our elbow in and our knee in. We're going to join them in the middle, underneath our belly button, and back out again. So we're going to try 5 of them. So it requires a lot of balance, coordination and control. 5 on each side. Try not to arch your back too much. And one more. Great. Let's change sides. Thinking about a strong shoulder on the support arm. Again, bringing it in and out. Trying to meet down the midline of the body. Good control. And 5. And excellent. And back down. Stretch that out a wee bit. Okay. So we're going to go back into a couple of more challenging exercises now. We have a straight arm plank. Okay. So what we're going to do here is just to warm ourselves up for it. We're going to have our hands under our shoulders, knees under our hips. We're just going to lift our knees off the floor an inch or two and back down. And up again and back down. So just do that 5 times just to get a feel for what we're going to do. And back down. And one more. And back down. Great, so let's move our hands one handprint in front of us. So we're slightly in front of our head. Now what we're going to do is we're going to lift our knees up and straighten our legs. And now we're out, our shoulders are out over our hands again. And from here we're just going to hold 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Go again. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And go again. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And down. Sit back onto our hunker, stretch it out. And back up again. So now we're just going to do a few mountain climbers, okay? Same position. We're going to do a few leg movements with it. So here we go. Up into our start position. Shoulders tucked back and down. Left leg in. Right leg in. So give me 10. 4. 6. 8. And 10. Lovely. And back down. Great, stretch it out again. Okay, very good. Now we're just going to do a few simple low back mobility exercises, okay? So roll-ups is what they're called. So if you do have any niggly back, just be very, very careful with these, alright? Sitting up nice and tall. Pelvis should be tilted forward. Sitting on your sit bones. Just want you to hold on to your legs. And we're just going to fall off our sit bones and allow our body go back as far as our arms will let us. Then we're going to come back up and sit back up nice and tall. So let's do a few of them, 5 of them. Fall off our sit bones, come back up onto our sit bones and get nice and tall. And one more. And one more. Great, lovely. So, this time we're going to take the hands away, same movement. We're going to go back as far as we can comfortably go. Up nice and tall, fall off our sit bones. Let's come back as far as we can go, keeping our feet on the floor, and back up again. And back down, feet on the floor, and back up again. So do 5 of these, up nice and tall. Don't forget to come back up nice and tall. The last thing to happen is the pelvis tilt forward. And one more. And back up nice and tall. Great. Now we're going to put a little bit of a rotation through it. So we're going to rotate around when we're in that position. And then back around when we're in the same position. Okay? Take it very slowly with this. Hands out. Up nice and tall. Let's come back off our sit bones. Hold it. Turn out. Follow that hand around. And the other hand around. Come back in and back up, nice and tall. Back down again, and out nice and wide. And again, and bring it back in nice and tall. Back out, nice and wide. Bring it back in, and out, and up nice and tall. So we'll do 5 again. And back in nice and tall, and one more. And there's. And back in nice and tall. Excellent, lovely. So let's try a little roll back. These are a bit of fun. Can be difficult to do, but again, they really help strengthen the core. So what we're going to do is we're going to take our legs up like so, and we're going to try and roll back without touching our feet off the floor when we come back up again, okay? So you're going to roll back, up, and back up and pause. So we'll do 5 of those. We'll try and use as little momentum as you can. And one more. Excellent, great, okay. Alright, so that should be a nice little workout for you. Obviously I haven't included a warm up or a warm down, but it is very important to stretch afterwards. Stretching our hips, stretch out your lower back, stretch out your shoulders. These are all the areas that we've used. If you'd like to learn more, visit rangeofmotionphysicaltherapy.ie or come along to one of my classes. Thanks very much and enjoy.